Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon,
evening.
wherever you are. Welcome to the bridge call. I want to welcome everybody here tonight, co-create, and also Danny. How you doing today, Danny?
Well, it's good to see everybody in this great weather we're having. It's absolutely awesome. Picks up your spirits, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Especially when you go for chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my chocolate. I power walked.
It didn't melt. There you go.
I don't know. I threw it in the fridge real quick.
Okay.
You know what? I just came to mind. I had a dream 2 nights ago that I had to go back to see if the bridge was intact so that we could cross it.
Really?
Yes, I woke up and I like, you know how you're like sleeping in because the dream keeps going on and on. And then I thought, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get going, right? It's like, no, we can't leave. We gotta go see if the bridge is intact because of all the war and all the blowing up. So I must have been in Ukraine or something, like
Oh, really?
Russia. I don't know.
And the bridge is okay?
The bridge got bombed.
Oh.
So I just had to see if, because there was a part of it that got bombed, I just had to see if we could still cross. And then I snapped out. I finally woke up and I was like, oh my God, like, because I woke up late, but I was so stuck in my dream. You know, do you ever does that happen?
Yeah, I have.
So that's what happens when you don't set alarms.
Don't need it.
And the dreams, are they becoming more vivid and more often for people?
Oh, I know mine are.
Yeah, mine are too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. I had a dream too that my cat in Costa Rica got attacked by this other big cat, and he got hit in the chest, and then he was having breathing problems. And I went and I grabbed the other big cat, and then I attended to my cat, and then he wasn't breathing, so I gave him mouth to mouth.
Right.
And then he started breathing, but really like hard, like it was really. So
Labor.
then I actually called my friend that has my cat and asked, either Leo is trying to help me let him go or something's up, something's wrong. She goes, well, actually, the other big cat got sick and caught the flu, and I think he gave it to Leo. So I had to bring them both to the vet because Leo was like sneezing his head off.
Oh.
So he did have fever, has a bit of a flu. And I'm like, oh my God.
Came through your dream.
Came through my dream.
Wow. Interesting, eh?
Yeah.
Very.
I'm gonna try and pin you.
You're pinning me?
Add pin. There we go.
So I can be beside you?
Yeah, so we can be side by side.
I
Do you
don't
see it that way?
Nope, just you.
So you have to choose the little 3 dots on the top right and
Of
choose
my
pin
page?
of your photo there, of mine and yours.
Is it horizontal? Dots.
Yeah, it's horizontal.
So what do I do?
Click on the 3 dots and then choose pin, and then go to my picture and hit the 3 dots and choose pin. Okay, that's all the training you get. Moving on.
No, it doesn't have any of that.
All right. So it's going to turn out.
Choose gallery, and then you're gonna be in a line with everyone.
So anyways, the last week I believe that I was tapping in not only to my stuff but also the collective, and I know one person in the group has read the email. She always reads the email. But anyways, I was feeling that this the betrayal energy was bubbling up And then it was bringing up a lot of incidences in my life, over my life, of all the times that I was betrayed. And I was like, oh, and now is like a good time to look at all that, because betrayal actually creates distrust, and creates disconnection, and creates separation. And when I was feeling all these different betrayal moments, I was thinking, okay, so Lucie, like, it, life shows itself in a way where it's a reflection of you, so it's helping you see you, right? So I had like 3 incidences back to back, and I was like, oh. So then I started looking at, lot of incidences. And at the same time, no, before I get to that, so a lot of the incidents that happened, but then I also brought God in there. So did I feel betrayed by God? Well, you know what? When I first came to the planet, I thought that my star people just dropped me off here, left me here, figure it out. Like, no, we're not coming back. That's your new planet now.
Yeah.
And so, like, for a long time, the word was abandonment, but never really added betrayal in there. So betrayal comes with an expectation. It's like, I used to talk to my star people, like, in the middle of the night, like, are you coming back? Like, what's happening? Like, leave me here. So there was all these different times where I felt betrayed. Or when all the promises, oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. You do this, you do that, it'll be fine. And it doesn't work out that way. So all the broken promises and all the discouragements.
That's right.
So anyways, it was just like this big mounting betrayal. And I thought, oh, why is all this coming up? And then I started, hearing and sensing the collective, waking up to the fact that they regret doing what they did, taking the medical advice, and also relying, trusting, depending on outside government sources, science.
Yeah.
And now they're waking up to the fact that, this is not the correct information. And so they're feeling lied to, betrayed,
Yeah.
a little shocked to realize that, it wasn't the correct. So, and then it's like, okay, so what am I supposed to do with all that? It's like, well, then I started looking at, well, when was the first time, I started playing with betrayal, let's say. And that was like really early in the game, when you're a kid, because your mom or your dad, they don't show up, or they didn't do, or they're not doing what they said, all these things. And then, so after that, you get that little ego identity, and you start going, well, that's the way it is. People just screw people, and people just lie to people, and people are, but it's not like you want to go out and do that. But then all of a sudden you start disconnecting to self. So you start betraying self, because now with all this happening as a child, I had to, like, we have to survive it somehow. So we have to justify it. We have to, make stuff up to be able to maneuver through it and not like lose it. So now we start doing the same thing that was done to us. We start doing the same thing to ourselves that was done to us. Like, it's all part of, like, well, this is what you just do, right?
That's the way it is.
And then it becomes the norm. So then I started looking at, well, how many times have I betrayed myself? Just from me betraying me. You know, how many times did I cross my own boundaries?
Mhm.
How many times, or when I intuitively knew and I went anyways, or I did it anyways.
Right.
So anyways, I was just sensing all this. This all came up in the last week. And then I was just playing around on the internet, and there's these two girls that speak spiritual, and they're actually, I can't remember their whole story, but they're two entities that have come together that knew that they needed to come back together in this life.
Mhm.
And they found each other again. Anyways, so their video was on betrayal. This big betrayal
Imagine.
event happened to them. I was like, huh.
Mhm.
But when you are, and that's another thing that's happening with us as co-creators, as creators, as manifestors,
Mhm.
we will bring up the very thing that we're focused on.
Yeah.
So I was just happened to be focused on, betrayal and how it needed to come up and get cleared out.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of like lower frequencies, vibrations attached to betrayal. You might still be disappointed. You might still be like non-trusting. You might still be, closed up. Like, no, I'm not letting this in because I've had enough. There could be a lot of things that still need to be healed, right? And at the end of the day, it's looping back to your own source, looping back to source, looping back to self. And that's what this whole journey is like. We've been lost at sea for like thousands of years. And now our ships are coming into shore. And now we're coming back to who we really are. And that's a whole journey in itself.
Yeah.
Like, it's like remembering remember when we were really powerful and the thing we thought of like manifested immediately, and and how we were able to just heal the situation, and how we were like super kind and loving towards each other. Remember when it was like that and everything just flowed? This is
Mhm.
what
Smooth.
we're looping back to, right? So we can't get
Yeah.
there when we have this extra cargo of betrayal, all the stuff. And I think too, we got high frequencies coming in. Well, high frequencies that are like really high frequencies. We got solar flares, flashes.
Upgrades,
We got
downloads.
we got upgrades and downgrades, upgrades and downloads. But we have like full moon, solar eclipse, the earth spiking. So it's a lot to process. It's a lot to process. So there's a very high frequency happening, and then there's still 3D that we still need to clear out. So we're kind of like in the middle, in the fourth dimension, still like working through our 3-dimension thought patterns and belief systems that just need to be cleared. But the cool thing about it is when we clear it out, it's not like, oh, okay, I just did another layer. So then, and then shit comes back again. You're like, oh my God, I thought I cleared all that out. Well, what's happening now is we clear it out and that's it. And then we move up to the next level, and then we start clearing out what else needs to be cleared out versus just always looping around in the mess, which is so cool. That's exactly what's happening now. So I was looking at betrayal and I'm like, okay, betrayal. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Maybe I said or did something to them, because it's all perception, right? So I'm over here feeling betrayed. Oh, maybe I betrayed them. So who knows, right?
Yeah.
So it could be a two-way street.
Mhm.
What was I going to say about that? Left my mind. So
That you may have harmed of others with your betrayal.
yeah, unconsciously, like, because there was so much trauma, and that's what I wanted to say. So there's betrayal happening. So as the betrayal happens, coming from trauma, I only have a trauma response, which is fight, flight, freeze, right? So mine always went into freeze because I was always in shock. So it's like a recreation of the trauma. Like when they do what they do, and it's like, oh my God, why'd you just do that? Well, my trauma response was to freeze, so to say nothing. But then I had to justify it in my mind, like, well, I'm just going to rise above or something. But I could rise above and still have this thing lodged in my energy field, hauling me down. So it is now the time to let all the justifications and the rationalizations go, allow this betrayal emotion to come up, regardless of, how I handled it, how I didn't handle it. It's just an emotion that's coming up today, and go, oh, that's interesting. So I had betrayal coming up in the field, and it's now time to release it.
It is. It's time.
But at the same time, when you're releasing it, you're letting go of many, many other things that are attached to it. For, like forgiveness, trust. You're stepping back into your power. You're bringing back your intuitive self. You start trusting yourself again. You gain your confidence back. It just, once you let go of a betrayal and all its attachments, like all these new, not new, what has been there all this time starts to reinforce again. And once I became aware, and it's not like I had to go to therapy for 2 weeks to clear this out. It was just a matter of becoming aware of it and acknowledging it and go, oh, so, and how do you know it's clear? It is like another incident can show up. Like another incident did show up just recently, which would have really kicked me right in the chest, going, geez, guys, why do you guys do this? Can't you just and it didn't happen. It was they're right on schedule with how they're being. So that was just an indication of how I was able to release. Good. And not have a reaction to it. So that's also another way to measure, to gauge how you're doing in your own releasing.
I have to agree. Can I come from another perspective, slightly different?
Yeah, so I want
very, very similar, because for me, everything's all about energy and vibration. And our issues, our traumas are low vibration, right? And as these energies are coming into the planet, it's bumping us up. I always see this ladder that we're going up to the next frequency and the next. And guess what? That stuff below us can't come with us. It's going to be right in our faces right now. Oh, I remember that from my childhood. It's time to let it go. Right? It's time to let it go. Which is happening to you, but it's happening en masse on the whole planet. I see it. I feel it. Everyone's stuff is coming up and they're saying, okay, now it was just an experience. Are you going to let it go? Are you going to move to the next step in your evolution? Some people can't handle it very well. I'll tell you.
Well, that's interesting you said it, because the betrayal, it came up a few times, and then I got this intense anger came in. And I was like, whoa, what is happening here? And I was like, it took me a couple of hours to just be with it. And then finally dissipated. But it came in intense. And it's like, wow, why am I so angry? Because it was a powerless feeling again, like I wasn't able to control the situation so I kept being with that. And it's like, that's what's happening exactly. We're rising up in our frequency.
Yeah.
And we can't bring all that dense stuff with us. So it's like, okay, this rung, you're looking at this. And the next rung on the ladder, you're looking at this. And the next rung, you're looking at this. So anyways, you know what? I'm excited about that because it's not only relationships that you've been betrayed. You've been betrayed by the government. You've been betrayed by society or, your neighbor or, there's so many ways, teachers, like they were supposed to be a certain way and then like I had a teacher, he would show up stoned all the time. And he would be throwing erasers at us and stuff. And we were like, what's happening? Right? It was actually a little funny, but not at the same time. So it's all coming to a head now.
It's all good, really. When we start releasing this stuff, it's only going to make us lighter and lighter as we let go of those experiences, even though they might have not have been pleasant. And to realize for what it was, it's part of our evolution, right? It's time to let these old past hurts and injuries and let them go. Time to heal the wound, right?
And also know that all this came in by agreement. Like when I was tuning into the first time that I literally started anchoring in that belief of betrayal, they showed me I was 3 years old.
Wow. Young.
I was like, oh, that's pretty young to have that starting to take shape, right? So I want to so in our meditation, just help release a lot of that stuff and all the attachments around it. But at the same time, I also want to say, like, there's a lot of awesome, exciting stuff happening too. And I think the more you release, the more you acknowledge, the more you, just give it some attention. Just give it attention. That's all it needs. And then it releases, right? So not only are we in a full moon, super moon, apparently. And the reason why it looks so much bigger now, I was talking to a friend of mine in Costa Rica the other day, and he's like, you wouldn't believe how big the moon is right now. And I'm like, that was so cool because you could really see the stars and the moon at night. Yeah. And I was like, So
you're in the city.
Yeah, it's like, he's like, look up, Lucie, look up. And I'm like, oh God, where is it? But anyways, it's a lot closer to the earth right now. And that's why it's bigger and brighter. Wow. And that's why the emotions are more intense. Because it's much closer to the earth. So, and that means also that it gives us the reflection to also look within ourselves to increase our own light and get bigger and brighter. So it was really good. So a little bit of things that I brought up. So when it gets bigger and brighter that way, it's also going to shine more on the disillusionment, on the lies. So it's going to be an even brighter flashlight, shining on the issues, the deceit, the illusions, the betrayal. So that's what we got going on right now. We're becoming brighter and brighter. And so it's like, everyone on the planet that's doing their work is getting brighter and brighter. So our light is shining more on the crap, which is creating like, oh my God, effect. So it's all happening simultaneously. And it's like, oh, that's so cool how that's happening. So
It's wonderful.
now they also say that the sun is also in the astrology chart, which also brings on help building the new world. So it increases our vision, it increases our consciousness, it increases our faith, it increases our futuristic vision. So that's what I'm saying. So we're rising, we're releasing, we're shining brighter, we're shining more on the deceit, exposing, and then everything's waking up, clearing out, rebuilding. Like, you wonder why you're a little dizzy.
It's quite a process.
Yeah, and we went to the movies the other day, and a friend of mine came out of the movies and she literally couldn't get out of the theater because she experienced dizziness. And we were like, are you all right? And she's like, no, I'm pretty dizzy. And then she headed straight to the garbage can and started vomiting. And this is somebody who can, do healings on others.
Right.
I'm like, okay, we gotta like level out the hemispheres here. She goes, I'm trying. I said, okay. So yeah. So we also have the energy of mermaid, which is increasing the spinning of our cells.
Right.
Right. So between solar flashes, crystal diamond light energies coming in from the galactic centers, it's increasing our imagination, increasing our ability to surrender to the divine, to source. Okay. So increase our psychic abilities, surrender with open hands so that we can become better receivers of what is coming.
Very good.
And of course, Leo, which is of course who I am. And we are the sovereign, independent power sense, but Leos, I'm not going to say Leos come from the heart. So Leo is the heart in the astrology, which is also coming through to help balance the inner and outer, so that you can become your own inner authority, which is it's not about what everybody's saying on the outside anymore. It's about spending more time within, being more still, and checking in with who you are, because you are your own authority at the end of the day. You know best for yourself. Yeah, so our bodies, okay, and you mentioned this earlier, how everything is energy. So we were energy to start with. We started as energy, and our blueprint, our conscious blueprint, let me say this properly. Our bodies are a printout of our consciousness. Working with the energies. So in order to shift anything in your reality, you're not going to use it on a physical sense. You're going to use it through an energy sense. So we need to tap more into our energy and envision what it is you want shifted. So try to put all your energy, focus, and attention on your inner intent versus, trying to move that bus.
Right.
So that's where we need to focus. So find stillness and bliss, celebrate. I wanted to get this Oh, here it is. We are creating new times. New timelines. So basically, we have like a tsunami of timelines merging into one. So it's like a tidal wave, and it's also like a tidal wave of love coming in. Okay, so it's anchoring in our hearts. Our individual blueprint of our personal charts are anchored in our hearts.
Mhm.
It came, so we all have our individual blueprint chart
Mhm.
in our own heart. So all our answers are within. So it's like, oh, I have to go get my astrology chart done. It's like, no, you have it in your heart. That was very powerful. I was like, wow, like we're so equipped. We just have everything within.
We do.
Yeah. So that's
Well
just
said.
only in the first part of July. The second part of July is going to be a whole other story. So we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're just going to enjoy all the shifting that's happening now.
Right.
Okay. Is anybody out there that wants to add to the conversation? How about you, Danny? Do you want to add anything? Is everybody
No,
following
I agree
along?
with you. So because I pick up on as an empath, and I've been noticing the last few months, people's emotions are definitely heightened. And I see it's what we've just been talking about. Our old stuff is now right up in our face. It's a low vibration. It can't come where we're going. It has to be recognized for what it is. And we have to understand it was a lesson. It's time to heal, time to forgive those that may have harmed us, including ourselves. And we can't hang on to this stuff. We got to let it go. Got to let it go. And this is when it comes to us, it's identifying itself. Oh, remember me? Oh, I forgot about you. When I was 5 years old, this happened, or whatever. And it's time to say, okay, I understand why you were there. I actually agreed to this lesson, right? I agreed to experience this, and it's time for me to move forward and let it go. And thank all those that, shared this lesson with me. Because your aggressor or someone who may have abandoned you or whatever the story is, or betrayed you, actually was teaching you a lesson. And we need to thank them for that.
Yeah.
We do, right? In love, right? And so what a journey we're on. It's heightened, no doubt about it. And it's can be a little ragged some days. I understand that. But once we let go of all these lower vibrations, these lower traumas, issues, whatever, your word, crap, all of this, we're going to be, because that's what I've been doing the last few years. My God, does it ever lighten you up? It's like nothing bothers me anymore. So yeah, it's a wonderful time, even when we think, okay, why is this coming to me now? It's for your own good. Remember, it's happening for you, not to you, right? And so
From
it's
you.
from you. Very good. From you. And understand, okay, let it go, forgive, and watch the change. And then we'll to the next time, because we'll have other issues come up. But this time, I've noticed this the last year and a half, 2 years, boy, and things are in people's faces right now. Right? No, and it's a good thing, it really is a good thing. When we imagine how nice it's going to be when we break through all of this. Wow. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be
So
beautiful.
if you have a lot of resistance, of course, you're going to have a more colorful ride, as Franco would say. There's the colorful path, and then there's the fast track, right? So, and there's no right or wrong. It's just however way you gotta do the journey. So just get yourself off the hook with, oh, I'm not getting it right, or I'm falling behind, or I can't seem to like kick it. No, you are like right on schedule. And everything is happening exactly how it's supposed to be happening. Because if it was supposed to be something else happening, then that's what would be happening. But that's not what's happening. So that's why it's happening the way it's happening. It's
Perfect order.
it's like, why isn't this happening? And how come that's happening? And because that's exactly how it's supposed to happen specifically for you.
Lovely.
It's happening to you, Danny, in a whole different way. And you're dealing with different things, right? And that's specifically designed for you.
Yeah.
So there's no right or wrong. So with all
Very
that, everybody's just sitting back and listening to our conversation here.
Okay.
So yeah, so what I would love to do is, open up a circle, because I feel the beings are here and want to assist. And they're like, yes, come on, let's go. Let's get on with it. Let's bust this up.
Yeah. Let's move forward.
Yeah. And so, so are you ready to create a powerful entity circle where we can create a safe space and just let this stuff go?
Want me to start?
Ugh. All the animals are coming in. Yay.
Wow. Wonderful. Just saw some cats. Shall
All
I
right.
create
Yeah,
the circle?
so if you don't mind, so we're just gonna sit back and not that everybody's, whatever you're doing, sit back, lay down, and close your eyes and just take in 5 deep, beautiful breaths, conscious breaths. And each breath, let it be inhaling light and exhaling whatever needs to go. And as we do that, we're going to bring in all the beings that are here of light and love and here for our highest and best good to assist us in raising our vibration to the point where it would just be magical, so easy to just release. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Danny.
Okay. So I wish to call in all of our healing guides and healing angels at this time to surround each and every one of us, to assist us in releasing what is not serving us anymore, to help us let go of things that we are carrying that we no longer have use for, that it's time for us to recognize what these issues are, whatever these pains are, and to release them at this time. We also call on Father and Mother God to be here as a witness and to assist us in this great healing of time at this time, to help us move forward on this spiritual journey, the spiritual path we have, by letting go of all these traumas and these issues that no longer serve us anymore. And we accept all this wonderful love and healing energies as manifest around us at this time for this meditation. Thank you.
So as we continue to tune into the correct frequency, the truth frequency, and to just tap into our heart center. And we're going to imagine that ball of light that sits in our heart, our 4th energy center, where our blueprint of consciousness lays, where all our answers are, where our inner guidance, compass resides. Where our major communicator to the galactic, to source, to our soul, to our guides, to the angel realm resides. So we're going to place our attention focus on our heart center and just really tap into the crystal light that is not only coming from within, but also coming in from the galactic sun, higher beings. So it's a give and take energy highway. So we're going to continue to expand that light in our heart. And as it expands, it also increases speed. So it's rotating in a clockwise rotation. And we're just going to ask that it rotates faster and increases in vibration so that we can connect to unconditional love, the frequency of truth, the frequency of unconditional love. And we keep focusing on the heart light that's expanding, and it's actually getting bigger and bigger, and it's still spinning in a clockwise rotation, which is going pretty fast. And we're going to expand it wider than our body. So just imagine your light getting bigger and brighter to the width of your body. Imagine this light moving right through your body, right to the back and to the front. So you have it going right through your physicality. So they're like vortexes, they're like portals where you're connecting to high frequency, unconditional love, connecting to source. Not only from the front, but from the back. And as that's happening, the circle is being fused with a lot of light and also rotating in a clockwise formation and also creating higher frequency. To move our energies so that they can get higher and higher. So we're going to increase the frequency and the vibration. And we're going to be conscious of our breath. So we want to continually be conscious of our breath. And so what we want to do is have the breath from the root, move it all the way up through your body and up through the top of your head. And as we do that, we're going to start connecting to the golden white light that's coming down through the crown also. So now we have like this massive Merkaba vortex of energy coming down through the crown, out the root, and also out through the heart chakra and going and looping back around. Whew. It's like a beautiful light show. So with everybody doing that, we're like syncing, connecting, and we're also vibrating into high frequency, unconditional love, truth, joy, peace, happiness, and releasing and letting go of everything and anything that does not, cannot live in this vibration. So the higher you go in frequency and vibration, the faster lower densities fall off. So we're letting go of betrayal. We're letting go of frustration, any shame and guilt, letting go of grief and sadness. And they're also saying letting go of a lot of old identities that we no longer need. We don't need to be tough or strong or independent or the shy person or the quiet person or the controlling or the dominating manager. Can let go of all these identities. These take up a lot of energy, lower vibration energy. So we want to just go back up into a natural high frequency where you can flow naturally. And then as you be free to be, you will automatically know what you'll need at any given time. And a lot of the time, it's just about being in our light, in our high frequency. Things get resolved when less is said. So I also want to bring this frequency light to the planet, to everyone else that is experiencing this letting go of betrayal at this time, any anger, frustration. So we're going to connect with everybody that's open and allowing to be with us at this time, that is here for the highest and best good, only come with love and light, to strengthen the collective, to connect with all the light workers that are blazing the path, that are creating the new foundation, that are rebuilding, that are stepping into their natural source self. We connect with all of yous now. And what's happening is there's a lot of beautiful flowers coming in, a lot of pinks and purples. Also, very, very large birds and the oceanic whales, whale energy coming in. Okay. So as our spirit team is working on us, helping us, releasing, and also helping us to upgrade, clear out all cells, upgrade the DNA, upgrade our operating system. And this upgrading the operating system is like, you know, upgrading your phone. Like, you need to do this in order to receive the next transmissions that come in. So you have to have an upgraded operating system in order to get the new downloads. And this is always happening simultaneously. So if you're tired and you need to rest. If you need to go for a run, go for a run. You know, just honor yourself. So we also ask everyone that is crossed out onto the other side, that are here with us. We all have people that are on the other side of the veil that love coming in and assisting and being with us, assisting us, coming in to say hello, and also getting upgrades, sharing information. They're also showing me that there's a lot of grounding into Gaia, where there's a lot of other beautiful frequencies that we're picking up on at the same time. It's a sparkly blue. Sparkly crystal with a blue tinge to it, light blue. Lots of sparkles, lots of crystals coming out of your feet, and also the roots moving down into Gaia. It's all crystal blue colors. They go deep like trees in the ground, big root systems. Boy. We are all on individual journeys, whether we're going slow or fast, but it doesn't matter because we'll all be boarding on the same flight. We're all going to the same destination. So some will be going on the escalator, some will be walking. So it doesn't matter if you feel you're going slow or too fast or whatever, we're all getting on the same flight. We're all boarding. So as this is all happening, I'm also sensing that our psychic abilities are increasing, our intuition is increasing. And also calming effect, so that we're able to calm ourselves down, we're able to quiet the mind easier, and also be able to tap into our knowing. So if you're experiencing any thoughts, just be aware, just focus, just allow it to come up, acknowledge. And then bring yourself back to your breath, to your light. And whatever thoughts come up, just notice that that's what you're aware of. And it's fine. And then just bring yourself back to the light, into your breathing from the root up to the top of your head. And we're also, well, they're also putting me into a receiving mode. So with open hands, in an allowing, in getting ready to receive. Not getting ready, being in a receiving mode, energy, allowing for it to come in. They're saying to get to the beach, get out into nature, get out into the sun, drink a lot of water, eat light food. Be kind to yourself. If everyone was just being kind to themselves, there would be no chaos, no wars. So I don't know what it is that you're able to see in this whole circle vision that we've got going on here, but we've just got a set of big angel wings that just came in.
Hmm.
And all of this is all happening all around us. So we have nature all around us. We have the pink and purple flowers. We have whale energy. Like seriously, big, massive humpback whales. We have lots of trees in nature. We have the sun, wide open sky. We've got our own light and everyone else's light connected, shining bright all around us. This is happening all around, moving through you, underneath you, above you. So being in an allowing state. Allow everything that is ready to leave at this time. Just allow it to go. Just say thank you so much for the experience, for all the people, places, and things that showed up and played with me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love you. And I also release you. You are free to go. And believe it or not, even those good old times, those great times you had in the past, they are not you anymore either. So I'm going to do a bit of a countdown. And when we get to 1, I'm going to slowly come back. Starting with 10. And start connecting with breath again. 9. Feeling your feet connected to Gaia. 8. Feeling the beautiful warm breeze on your skin. 7. Feeling all the crystals moving through your system, your body, your frequency. 6. Feeling both left and right hemispheres balancing. All your energy centers balancing. 5. Feeling the frequency and the vibration moving up and down your spine, through your meridian, through your water, through your muscles, tissues, skeletal. 4. Slowly coming back. 3. Feeling good with all visions of future intact, excitement, celebrating, tapping into your powerful, peaceful warrior self. 2. And when you're ready, open your eyes. 1. All right, welcome back. That was quite the journey.
It was.
How was that for you, Danny?
Very relaxing. I had these 2 beings that are still here,
Mm-hmm.
really, really close to me. And I didn't feel that they were angels. I kind of felt the motherly energy and the fatherly energy. And they were supporting me and comforting me on this journey. And I still feel their energy here. They didn't say a word. It was just their presence, and they're assisting me on my journey and letting go. Feeling, I didn't feel alone. I didn't feel, oh, I have to do everything myself, right? That I'm being fully supported, right? And it's a lovely feeling of being fully supported. Because like what we're talking about today is the betrayal. We felt like, we're all on our own because we can't be with these people. They've left us or betrayed us. I felt that unity feeling that I've never been alone, that these two beings were, I don't know, it might even have been my higher selves. I don't know. They're not telling me who they are, right? It could be our higher selves doing this, surrounding me, showing me as a mother and a father kind of figure. But what I was getting in the middle of the was that this bringing in this light or this energy, and I was getting, well, this light was already here. We're just opening it out. We're allowing it. It's almost like it was trapped here by our fears, by our traumas, by whatever. And that we always had that connection to source. We always did have this light here in our hearts. And that we're now breaking through. And I kind of got a figure of the butterfly, coming out of the chrysalis, spreading our wings, as we let go of all the things that don't serve us anymore. So yeah, that was a very nice meditation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else had an interesting thing happen to them?
Yeah, anybody that want to unmute yourself and share anything that you got?
If they're awake. I was almost falling asleep there. It was so relaxing.
Yeah, there was a lot happening. I wish I knew that type of bird that kept coming in, like really long wings. I don't know the bird, but whale energy.
Wow.
Yeah, really a lot. Anybody who's connected to whale, but they seem to be like one of the most intelligent species on the planet, the highest intelligent, spiritually and intelligent.
Very spiritual.
The
dolphins.
There's other people from, people that have passed, were also in the circle assisting.
Good.
A lot of people from across the globe were also coming in, and there was like light highways, like energy, like they're like streams of light, moving all over the place, all over the planet, connecting everybody.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, like carrying the frequency and the codes and the information and just connecting us all. Like many highways.
Like our hearts joining together.
Yeah, it was very powerful. So, well, we have limited time tonight. I don't know if we can do a little bit of a channeling if you want to do something. We have a few more minutes. Sure. I don't want you to feel stressed or pressured. We got about 10 minutes.
I know you never do. Anyway, so
it's up to you if you want to.
I don't know. I'm in this blissful feeling right now, and not much is really coming right now.
Yeah,
wants to come through.
That's what I feel.
Not really getting much right now.
I'm just getting that our higher self. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm getting a little something from my higher self.
Yeah, I'm getting
all
higher
our higher
self.
selves together. You're getting it too. Good. Okay, let's see. Our higher selves wish to come in at this time to remind us who we really are. We are creations of the Creator. We were born of light. We were born of love. We were born of that presence, the I am presence. And we are now remembering and coming into those old energies that we were created in. For in this physical form, we lost our way. We forgot who we truly were. We forgot our connection source and forgot the amount of love that is within us and the love that is without us, around us. And we're coming into that space now where we're returning home. We are returning home. And as the light workers are reuniting and bringing together this collective energies, that we are doing a massive healing on the planet, healing all those open sores, all those wounds that we experienced in many lifetimes along with this lifetime. And these wounds, as they're healing, are bringing us closer and closer to our true selves, so to speak, our true angelic selves, as they say. And it's a wonderful time for us to look forward to as we let go of these heavy burdens, these heavy weights that were only there by our design to teach us lessons. And to rejoice in all of this as we're moving forward to whatever phrase you want to call the fifth dimension, to this new shift in consciousness level, to these higher vibrations that we were created in. We are going back to our true selves, because this low density body that we had here held us at the lower frequencies. But we're rising above that now. Our DNA is morphing. We're becoming more crystalline, and we're regaining what we once had in the other realms. And this is where we're going. It is a beautiful time for the human being here on this planet to move up to these higher realms, to these higher levels of consciousness, to let go of all the old things. And it is a time for you to let go of memories of old things, for they no longer serve you, whatever those memories are, whether you wish to call them good, wish to call them bad. For you're moving to that new level of where you are. You don't need to remember all the things you did in this lifetime. They're not important anymore. For many of you are forgetting things on a daily basis and wondering, where's my memory? I can't remember what I did last week, let alone yesterday. And I just don't remember a lot of different things. Imagine this is what your course is going, where you're mentally letting go of the old self. You're shedding, so to speak, like a snake shedding its skin, growing out of its skin and having a beautiful new skin. So imagine your old life, your old self is that old skin that is being shed as you transform to the new human being, to the new source you are. That was always there. It was always there. You just didn't see it. You just didn't feel it. So we say rejoice. Look forward to your future. Stay positive, and like your meditation said, be kind to yourself and to others as we move forward on this angelic shift of where we're coming to our true essence, which we were created in. Look forward to the days and weeks and months ahead as all of this is coming to you in a beautiful source way, and let go of all the doubts, the fears, the angers. They're no longer in your vibrational field. It's time to dump them. It's time to shed them like that skin. They're no longer, it's not who you are. They were only experiences here. So your remembering is coming back. Your true self is coming back. Day by day, month by month, you're going to remember more of who you were and your connection to all the angelic realms, all the higher vibrational realms, including your star families, where you will be reunited with your star families again. For they're holding light for you and they're rooting for you, so to speak, to come and join them, because we're ready to join the galactic families here on this planet, on this world, in this universe, where we will have true peace and we will have true love, and caring for one another, and that unity consciousness where we're never going to feel alone anymore. Never going to feel alone again. So we wish to leave this message with you. Look forward to your future. Stay positive, kind to yourselves, and rejoice on your journey, for the most difficult parts of it have already been realized and shed behind you. Step forward into your light. Step forward into your love. We are all here supporting you. If you could only see the support that each and every one of you has, it would bring tears to your eyes. We love you. We care for you. Namaste.
Wow. Thank you, Danny. It was beautiful.
Lovely message.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Den. Yeah.
Well, it was coming through. Lovely, beautiful energy.
Thank you, Danny. And thank you,
It's
Lucie.
wonderful to share with all of you. It really is a joy with all of you.
It is.
Because we're creating our futures here, and we're joining together as one. Imagine as a planet we're coming together like this. Can you imagine that? Absolutely beautiful. Like they said, rejoice. Rejoice.
Now we have
And yeah,
another.
we'll have. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. We have another big portal day happening on the 7th of July,
Oh,
which
okay.
will be coming up in a couple of days. It'll be 777.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So you might want to tune into. There's many people doing meditations on that day too.
Right.
And that'll be like probably a big portal day. Big energy portal.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a community, and we're growing and growing and growing and connecting and connecting and connecting. So
Yeah.
we're actually building and being mindful and tapping into our futuristic vision for what we want for individuals and groups. And that's exciting, and we're doing it together, and I'm so excited.
Yes, we are. I don't know, the summer is so short. We should have tried and meet somewhere, as many of us that could meet somewhere and hang out, have a lunch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just throwing that
You're
out there.
welcome. You're welcome to come to my house. We have space for many.
Oh,
that
there
would
you
be
go.
fun.
On
Sure.
her.
Daniela, she's always up for a party.
Yeah, then she doesn't have to leave and she doesn't have to drive. Come on,
But we can all
Danielle, tell
crash
the
in our
truth.
living room too.
It's not
So
just that.
good.
I really
Wow.
love having things like that in my home. I love it.
We're
I've done
we're
it
gonna
for
hold
many,
you
many
to it.
years.
You know what else too? I should mention that we all know Kimberly. She's trying to create something down here for us to get for about 15 people to try and get down here by the end of the summer. So
For
bye.
everybody.
So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, co-creating, and everybody, all the beings that were here too. There was lots and lots of beings. And if you know anybody that could use this type of community, vibe tribe, or meditations, please share. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yeah, so we're heading into a new moon, I believe. By the time we get together next week, it will be in a full moon. I think it's a full moon.
We're in that between now, the 4th and the 8th, is a lot to do with the planet Sirius. We're in the Sirius Gateway.
Yes.
So that's like a big deal because it's a very sacred gateway, and it talk about the energy between the earth and the star, right? Sirius. So it brings heightened vibrations and really spiritual advancements. And it's an opportunity for us as a whole, while the energy occurs, because it's very related to the sun, right? Because of this, the sun and the Sirius conjunct, right? Between that time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
it's a high frequency and it's really good for our creativity and our inspiration and a lot of endeavors and a lot about our heightening our intuition. And there'll be a lot to do if we really get around our entrepreneurial, technical innovation kind of spirit, right? So go forth.
Forth and multiply.
Hopefully we can do something with it.
Mhm.
So awesome. Thank you guys for coming out, and we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, Danny, for a beautiful channel.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody
Thank you
here
for
for
doing the
creating.
great
everyone.
meditation.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Lucy, that was amazing. Thanks,
And we'll
Danny.
see you next
Hope to see you
week.
soon.
See you, everyone.
Bye,
We're gonna meet
guys.
soon.
Bye.
Nama-
Bye.
Bye.
Namaste.
Bye.
Namaste.
Bye.